Alrighty folks, let's go ahead and knock out this answer key real quick. So for this first spot right here, you could put anything that works, but the old standby is every good boy does fine. Could also do Elvis's guitar broke down Friday, elephants go bouncing down freeways. Any of those work just fine. Skipping down to number 1 here on the first page, that first letter should be G, then E, then C, then C, then A, E, E, F, D. Next one, you could either do bottoms, the space below, or the 4th line, second space, or a ledger line above, first line, last space, second line, space above, middle line, ledger line above, or ledger line below. You only need one of these. Next one could be middle C, could also be the C above. Last one, F in the first space, or F on the top line. Then finishing out the first page, the word is C, A, G, E for cage, F, A, D, E for fade, or C, A, F, E for cafe. Go ahead and make sure you have all the answers for number 1 before we move on to page number 2. On page 2, we're looking at the bass clef. I really liked the other video that we watched that was Great Britain Doesn't Fight America. And then I learned this as Ace G, but you can also do all cows eat grass. Or you can always count down or count up. So here, A is there, G is there, C is there. You could write that as either of these C's, either of these A's, or B or B. Any of those works. Along down here, B, A, G. I'm sorry, that's not right. A right there, or a G right there. Then it says continue this pattern downwards. So below A, we go backwards through the alphabet. Last note is G. Then we're just going backwards F, E, D, C, B, A, and G. So check those, make sure that those are the answers that you have. And then let's look at page number 3. Page 3, we're combining those together. We're looking at notes on the grand staff. So the grand staff is the treble clef and the bass clef put together with that squiggled bracket. And you can always, the only note that can be, well, one of the few notes that can be shared between might be middle C. In this case, it's closer to the treble clef, so you'd play it with the right hand. In this case, it's closer to the bass clef, so you'd play it with the left hand. So this just says, number 1, practice drawing those in. So this first one, I'm going to draw a middle C for the treble clef. So I'm going to draw it closer to the treble clef. The second one, it says draw it closer to the bass clef. So I'm going to draw it closer to the bass clef. And then it says the same thing again, it just says right hand. Remember our right hand plays the treble clef. And then for the left hand, which is played by the bass clef, looks like that. Number 2 on there is fill in the gaps and then write in the note names. So this is a D, so we're going to write a note below it, and that's going to be C. We have D. We need to draw an E there. Keeps on going F, G, A on that line, B, C, D, and then an E on this bottom line, F, G, A in the second space, and B, C. This last little one, it says just to practice tracing the grand staff bracket Grand staff has a curved bracket to it. I always do a curve, bump, curve. And that's all for page number 3 there. Check it with yours, make sure that's what you have. And we'll go on to page 4. Alrighty folks, on page number 4 we are continuing working with ledger lines. I'll bump the camera there. So it just reminds us that ledger lines can be spelled that way if you're in the UK, and it's really ledger lines there, and they're used when notes are written above or below the staff. So lines on the treble, ledger lines on the treble clef is what we're going to start with. So remember, we're in our treble clef here. Remember, our top line is F and our bottom line is E there. So as we count up there, there could be a note 1, 2, 3. So that note is a B, a G, a C, G, and a D. If you notice between this G and this G, when there's an intervening note there, there's a note in between, but it's the same spot. You can always just draw a cross. So if it's a G there, it's going to be a G there as well. Then coming all the way down here, we have E, D, C, B, A, G, all the way down to a low F down there. That one is middle C, very important. This one right here, G, a B, and an A. Then it says, write the music words using at least one ledger line note. So you could use any of these for this B. You could use, if you wanted this A all the way down here, this A, or this A, G, the A, back to a G, and then an E. So probably one of these first couple of notes you're going to use as a ledger line. And it says to do this, but it says use one ledger line note still. F, probably not the one you're looking at, unless you want to go, you could, like up here, go all the way down to there if you wanted to. Seems like a little extra work though, when you could just do something like maybe that A, a C, you could do this C up here, or this C down here, and then an E. Go ahead and check over that with yours. Then down at the bottom it says name these notes, because we are now in our bass clef. So remember, the top line of our bass clef is Great Britain doesn't fight America. Top line's an A. Bottom line down here is a G. So this one we're going to do A, B, C, D, E, F, all the way up to a high F there. This one's just one down from it, so it's an E. That's our middle C. Right above middle C is D. So we said this one over here is an F, which would be right there. So we step up one to G. Coming all the way down here, this one's going to be our low C, E. This is our low C, and it's one down from there, so it's one before C, so it's a B. That one is one above our low C, be a D. And this one right here will be a low A. So go ahead and check over your second page. See if that's what you have. Make any corrections you need to. And then let's move on to our last sheet in the packet. This is the one that hopefully everybody has gotten to already. This one will be the keyboard, brand new stuff. So they've already given you C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C right here, and they say write in the rest of the white keys on the piano. So we keep going from C, goes up to D, E, F, G, A, B. And then as we go backwards, we just continue this pattern down. So we copy all of this just down here. So this is C, goes down to B, then down to A, resets to G, F, E, D, C, does the same thing again, back to B, back to A, back to G, back to F, back to E, back to D, and back to C. So your pattern should be C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B. And it says the note that's to the left of two black keys. So you see here there's a set of 2 and a set of 3, right? We're not looking at the set of 3, just at the set of 2. Note to the left of a set of 2 black keys is always C, 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 C. And then it says the note to the right of 3 black keys. Now we're looking at the 3 black keys. We're finding the note to the right of it is a B there. It's a B there. It's a B there. And it's a B there. So that one will always be a B to the right of the 3 black keys. And then finally it says match up these notes on the keyboard. So they give you a little bit of a clue here that this C is there. So that means this E is going to be the E below C. So if you want to make it easier on yourself, you can write in the letters here. And then we're just going to start drawing lines in. So this one right here is an F, and it's the F near this one, so we're going to draw to that. This right here is this G, so I'm going to try and draw as neatly as I can. This one is also G, but it's this G. This one is this A. That is that B. This is, again, middle C. This one right here is a B. That one is the low C. This is going to get sloppy, isn't it? That one is D. And that one is the G. I'm sorry, the A. All the way over there. So it's a big old sloppy mess there at the end. Hopefully you can read that. Bunch of different notes all over the place. And then this last one right here, it says color in the following key on the keyboard. So this is a G, and so middle C is right here. So it's the G above middle C. It's going to be that one right there. This is a B, and middle C would be right here. So it's the B right below middle C. So it would be that one right there. And this one is an F. Middle C would be right there. So it's the F. So C, B, A, G, F, right there. So check your last page, make sure it looks like that. Please make sure that all of your materials are packed up into that notes book that you have, and make sure that that is put away. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend, folks.